Hi and welcome to the Toon Goons, a podcast in which we take an adult and critical perspective into the world of cartoons and animation and analyze how they affect the pop cultural landscape at large. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
I'm Nina.
And I'm Tooch, the Neocoerus, an Ice Age animal that didn't appear in this film, but is an ancestor of the capybara, as I continue on my quest to be absolutely predictable.
What else could it have possibly been? Brr. There's a chill in the air.
Oh my god.
And it's terrible. It's so cold.
It is pretty cold, yeah.
Is that literally the only reason we did this film? Because, it's fucking cold.
Yeah, at first I was thinking, we should do Ice Age next December, and then I realized it's still fucking cold.
It's colder than it was in December.
Yeah, December was really mild.
It had some warm days.
Yeah, especially for Nina and I, because we spent the last 2 weeks of it in the tropics.
Ah, that'll do it.
Yeah, but even before that. This week we are talking about the 2002...
Yep.
Blue Sky movie, their first movie, Ice Age. A movie which maybe people don't remember, and it was actually pretty good, because they made 3 sequels that weren't as.
I think people remember it.
I think people remember it, because how can you forget with all those sequels reminding you that it happened?
Well, I'm saying remembering that it was good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good.
Yeah.
It is.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. We'll get into it.
It was
or
a
not.
lovely
We just
trip down nostalgia lane.
What if we just opened a show like, we watched this movie? We're not going to talk about it. Anyway.
We're under NDA.
Yeah.
For a movie that came out in 2002.
Oh my god.
Stuck in development hell. It's great. It's just illegal. It's ready to go. It's just a legal thing. It's like a Chips Challenge 2. Somebody loved that. Somebody loved that. What do we got for news, Nina?
I'm glad you asked, Nikki. Because we've got some fun stuff.
Yeah, we do.
First of all, it's time to talk about our little baby boy Blue. Well,
no, that's Mega
not
Man.
The little baby boy Blue. The other one.
The teen boy Blue.
The teen boy Blue. Sonic the Hedgehog is coming to theaters 2018 in a live-action CGI hybrid film.
Look out, or you'll miss it, because it's gonna go so fast it'll be immediately out of theaters.
One thing that we were talking about is that, a running gag pattern on this show early on was that, I was everybody's least favorite. I was the one who was always pissing people off. And, but nobody's ever got, super mad at me publicly. And then we talked about Hotel Transylvania, and everybody hated Tooch for a bit. So I need to take that back, and we'll talk about Sonic, which has always sucked. I've talked about how Sonic is bad on this show before. Every game is bad.
I mean,
anyway, what's this actual news story? I just need to put that out there to take this burden off of Tooch's shoulders. And I still stand by that and truly, honestly believe it. But what's the story?
There's not too much. Sega Sammy Group is partnering with Sony Pictures, of course, to create the film. Hajime Satomi, the CEO of Sega?
Sega.
No, the World Folio? I don't know.
No, I think it's Sega. That's a fun fact. That sound bit of the people who's going Sega at the beginning of Sonic the Hedgehog takes up more space than any level in that game.
Amazing.
They had extra space for just let's do this.
Oh my god. Oh.
But they're making a
Those were
movie.
the days. Yep.
And it's gonna be live action with CGI.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what that means, is it's going to be tonally in the style of, Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, where Sonic has a conversation with the goddamn human-ass president of the United States.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh,
that was... It was like, Mr. President, the moon got exploded. We gotta get you out of here.
And I
he
think, was it Sonic 06, where somebody had, I think it was the president or someone had, a framed photo of Sonic in shadow, I think.
Maybe. Sounds like it'd be Sonic 06. And Sonic 06, he also did try to kiss that Final Fantasy character. And maybe he did. Nobody's ever beaten the game.
I mean, my main thing is like it's the art style, because you've got two problems no matter how you do it. You make it look like Sonic, which
looks awful.
Which looks awful next to realistic people, or not even like realistic people, just like a real person. Sonic's eyeballs are one eyeball with two pupils.
Yeah.
How is he gonna
really,
do
really
anything?
Skinny arms
So
and
it's
really big feet and hands.
His mouth is always to the side of his face.
So
you're only seeing like his molars when he opens up.
It's gonna look like a video, like it's gonna look like a video game green screened into like a movie, and it's gonna look awful. Or they go the opposite route and like go way too realistic, and then it's gonna be like body horror.
It's gonna be TMNT by Michael Bay.
Monstrous.
How about this? What if the hedgehogs and animal characters were live action? And the people were CGI.
Oh, now you're talking my language.
And everything is made out of wood.
Yeah! I would watch that.
The only time this stuff works is when you make it like a plot point, like in Roger Rabbit, and even then, most of the time the movies are bad, but the Roger Rabbit, the story was good, but at least like contextually it all makes sense for the visuals. Or it's Muppets. It's practical stuff. That's the only time people's suspension of disbelief work for cartoony characters in the real life.
Can you really make a convincible Sonic Muppet, though, that isn't creepy and weird?
Oh, I mean, like, I don't mean for Sonic. I just mean in general. Sonic's brand is too heavy to do anything with live action people. Like, you can't spin it in any way, otherwise it's not Sonic. You either make a bad Sonic movie or a bad movie that's called Sonic that's not even Sonic. That's their only options at this point.
But yeah, I don't think you can make him a puppet, because Muppets can't really convey movement well. They're just going to have to do that goof where every time he goes to run, they just throw him across the stage. Homing attack!
So, it's a little vague because Sega and Sony had previously announced back in 2014 that they were working on a CG animated film that was in production at Japanese studio Marza Animation Planet. So we don't know if this is the same thing, or they scrapped that and turned it into this, or what.
I mean, honestly, like, a small part of me, because, like, I've been, like, getting back into Sonic as a franchise recently.
Yeah.
And, like a big bad part of me, like, wants this to work, but no logical part of my brain can conceive how to spin this into something successful. But we literally know nothing about it, so I'm gonna be the most cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, like, I
never want a movie to fail.
It's so dumb that I kind of love the idea of this. Like, I love the idea of people having to sit through previews of this in the theaters.
Oh, that's gonna be the greatest.
And all, like, the tie-in ads.
You go to see Zootopia, and it's like, hey, I'm Sonic!
Way past cool!
I'm actually pretty good in the new Smash Brothers, so fuck off!
By the way, Sega and Sony, I'm willing to rescind everything I've said at this point. Fucking get me in that booth. I can do it. Anyone can do a Sonic voice, but also I can. That includes me.
Well, the modern Sonic is, like, all suave and, like...
What?
He's barely chipper. He's like a smooth chipper now.
What, like in Sonic Boom?
Yeah, like not like classic Sonic, like in the cartoons. Like,
he's very like Bugs Bunny, but trying to be on purpose.
He's a Bugs Bunny sold out to Pepsi.
Yeah,
yes,
like
Bunny sold
Eggman
out to
would
Pepsi.
be like this is a common Sonic Boom scenario. Eggman or somebody will be going on some rant and like going on a roll and saying really dumb stuff, and like Sonic will like lids half shut, look at the camera like Jim from The Office, and like get a load of this fucknut. And like Bugs Bunny did that shit too, but that's Bugs Bunny.
I'm gonna blow up the moon. He looked at the camera. That's no good.
No good.
That's no good.
No good.
Okay, that would if that's in any
He has to say every catchphrase he's ever had.
Because like, okay, every Sonic thing now needs to be approved by the person running Sonic the Hedgehog social media, because that person gets it.
Yeah, that person's the best.
They are the most self-aware and funny, but like legitimately enjoy the brand. Like they're killing it. They make like a Big the Cat joke every week.
Fuck you, he's canon.
Yeah,
he is.
I mean, best case scenario, we're gonna get something like Sonic Sat AM, which is totally in line.
Fastest thing alive.
Which was totally in line with the Archie comics, but if it's live action, they're not gonna do that.
I want. See, that's a problem. Like, it's live action, so there's so much tonally that's not going to work that, like, even if the script is good, people are still going to sit down and just be jarred by these like, monocolored, non-anatomically accurate cartoon aminals with, like, I don't fucking know who's, like, a B-lister that would do this movie that they could afford.
Well, there's a lot of Sonic fans. There's got to be some kind of celebrity who loves Sonic.
Yeah.
Can he afford this though?
Oh yeah, Jaleel, he'll do it. He did the Sonic fan film.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, so bad. There's like Marines in it trying to find Sonic.
Yeah.
The guy who played Robotnik was actually great though, because he knew what was up. Just like, okay, just cover the camera lens in ham and we'll be good. It's like, I can do that, and then he did, and it was really good.
Oh no, you brought up Robotnik. What are they gonna do?
Well, I mean, this is the problem they had.
Robotnik.
This is the problem that they've had with the more modern games, because you have like the regular like Dreamcast looking blocky man president, and Robotnik still looks like Robotnik. He still looks like
they made him more realistic in Sonic 06, and I didn't necessarily hate it.
Yeah, but like he looks like, if this is a possible thing to do, a racist caricature of Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. He really was.
Like somebody who, it's like if
that's what he is, essentially.
He's definitely based off of Teddy Roosevelt, but like if it was possible to draw Teddy Roosevelt by somebody who just fucking hates white people, that's Robotnik.
God, I'm trying to think of who could play him. Because it will
Cranston?
have to be a live action person.
Cranston?
Jesus Christ. I think he could do it. Like,
how are they going to do that stash? Is it going to be a real stash?
It would have to be like the dopest, like the most hipsterish, pristine mustache ever. Like
but ginger?
The kind
they have to dye it.
The kind that you see at like those shitty mustache contests where they like make bicycles and working helicopters out of their face hair.
I saw somebody make a bird cage with a working hinge.
With a bird in it?
I don't think he put the bird in it because
then what's the fucking point?
Well, because no animal would approach that man. No, animals are pretty smart.
All right, let's move on to our next story.
All right.
Cinesite.
Send us in your suggestions for the Sonic cast. I'll laugh at them. Sorry.
Cinesite, the Montreal-based animation production studio division, whatever, who's responsible for the Klaus little Vimeo clip that's been making a lot of news in animation circles.
We talked about it a long time ago. It's the one that's like everything is supposed to be all traditionally hand-drawn, and we're like, but then how are there lens flares? And we couldn't figure it out.
And they have officially launched an entire production division called Cinesite Animation, as well as a slate of 9 animated films that will go into production over the next 5 years.
Wow.
With backing from the Quebec government.
That's good output.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is quite a lot. The first is Claws, written and directed by Sergio Pablos, co-director of Despicable Me. If you haven't seen that clip, it's on Vimeo. It's quite delightful. And Quebec is advancing a loan of 2.4 million Canadian dollars, which is 1.72 million American dollars, to help set up the production infrastructure in Montreal. Because as we discussed previously, when other studios around the world have tried making films, It's very hard to just start an animation industry in your country from the ground up because it's very expensive and it requires a lot of people with talent and skill that can be hard to get.
And we steal them all regularly.
Yeah. And then they're getting an additional loan guarantee of 19.6 million Canadian dollars, 14.1 million American dollars, toward an overall budget of 90 million Canadian dollars.
Dangarang.
This is quite a lot of money for a government to give for anything, let alone
they know what's important.
Cartoons.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's 6 more films. Facility's going to be at full capacity. 500 new permanent jobs by 2020. And this is very exciting. It's kind of unprecedented that they just sort of like, okay, we're just going to make a studio, and it's going to be a big, fat studio, and we got plans, and we got peeps, and we got everything.
And their next animated feature after the Klaus one is apparently going to be inspired by Riverdance.
Yeah, and we'll feature the Grammy Award-winning music from the production, composed by Will Whelan.
So that sounds possibly dope.
Yeah, animated Riverdance is not a thing that I've seen done with the care that it deserves.
Yeah,
I don't think
that stuff's no joke.
No,
like I remember it kind of being a fad here in like the 90s or whatever, but like elsewhere, like where it originates, like it's still big.
And they have another thing called Charming. We don't know what that's quite about, but we do know that Claus is about the story of Santa Claus told from the perspective of a young Scandinavian mailman named Jesper.
Aw.
Who's our main character. So this is super cool, and I look forward to more movies animated in such a unique-looking style.
Yes. More things. Make things. People. Get
make things.
Everybody.
Make the thing.
Dog. Make everything.
Make anything. All right. And in some fun, more super fun, silly news, if you watched the Puppy Bowl this past weekend, when we are recording this, Gravity Falls had a lot of promo during it, including an awesome puppy version of the theme song.
Dogs.
Gravity Paws.
Yes. I insisted that we talk about it, even though it's technically not like news. It's just a thing that happened, and it's dogs.
It just happened, and it was adorable. Like, it was perfect. Like, I loved it.
Grunkle Stan was the best.
Oh my god, with the eye patch.
Yeah, he was a boxer, which are even like a purebred, like really healthy looking boxer. They still look like goofy idiots.
Yeah, I love when they try to make the dogs do things. The dog is just like, eh.
The dog is like cooperative, but not having it.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah, I'll stand here and look cute, but I'm not gonna hold that thing. What are you talking about? Oh,
man, when he was like making it run with the money.
Yeah.
Oh, it was super sweet. And it was kind of cool to see Gravity Falls get promoted on a pretty widely viewed program. The Annies happened.
Oh, yeah.
The Annies was a thing that happened. Apparently the show itself was hilarious. I saw some clips. The animated, like, little title things looked like they were from the 90s. It was really weird.
I always want to watch it, but then I remembered my previous attempts at watching it, and I just anticipated, like, going to the live stream, and then it just fucking crashes.
Yeah, I heard it was kind of bizarre this year.
Oh, dang. Maybe I should have tried.
A little bit, just because there was a lot of humor and stuff.
I mean, you get literally every cartoonist in the same building.
And it's kind of interesting to see who people like and don't like, because, there'll be, like, woos for people that are nominated that people like.
Yeah.
Like, I saw one of the writers on Gravity Falls accept an award for the, what's it called?
Directing in an animated TV broadcast production for Northwest Mansion Mystery
Yes.
for Matt Braley.
Yes. I saw that clip, and everybody wooed for all the other clips except for the Archer one, which was dead silence.
Oh,
weird.
So I guess they don't like those guys.
I mean, maybe it's just like that's a wholly different circle to run in, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. They just didn't know
Like,
those
maybe
guys.
there's just like a divide. There's like a significant divide between like adult animation and children's animation. Maybe Hirsch will help bridge it.
Disney sort of dominated the awards. They got 10 wins, which is kind of a lot.
That should be like illegal in award shows. Am I the only one who thinks sweeps should be illegal?
I agree with you. I think everybody should get to win something. You are too good at stuff, so you can only get one award.
I mean, but like when
Welcome to the Annie Awards, sponsored by Mario Kart.
Well, like, I don't know, when I had my little cosplay contest at school, like, there was, like, a couple people who could win everything. We're like, we're not gonna give them all the prizes. That's not cool.
It's like if you're gonna like, why have multiple categories if you're just gonna give one all of them? If all you give a shit about is like finding the best overall film and giving that one all of it, then just have one award, and then we'll all be out of there in 15 minutes and it'll be great.
Well, there was a lot of stuff that won that was very deserving as well, and some stuff I've kind of heard buzzing about, and I really want to, track down and watch.
Yeah.
So we've got a full list here. I mean, I'm not going to list all of it, but we'll start with, like, the basics. So, Best Animated Feature was Inside Out. I don't think that was too much of a surprise.
No.
Though there were some good features this year.
I mean, it is always like that's the one thing that people say that I do think is true. Like it is just an honor to be nominated.
It really is. Best Animated Special Production. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
But it went to something called He Named Me Malala, which I've seen some clips of. It looks really cool. Best Short Subject was World of Tomorrow, which Don Hertzfeldt has done like a series of little animated shorts, I think.
Yeah, I've been hearing some buzz about him and specifically World of Tomorrow. I want to check it out.
Me too.
Yeah, because like I imagine Sanjay's Super Team was nominated, and like that was great, and that's the one that'll like probably win the Oscar. But like, what the fuck does that mean about anything? But like that's the one that most people, out of things that people have like actually seen, people really like that because it's very good.
Yeah.
Best Animated Television Broadcast Production for Children went to Wander Over Yonder for the episode The Breakfast.
Oh, The Breakfast is really good.
Really great. That's the split screen one, if you don't remember, where one side is Hater and one side is Wander. It was awesome. Wander is just really, really good.
After the Wander we're going to talk about at the end of the show, I think you should just give next year's Annie to them now.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Fucking hell. This week's episode was so god. It's one of the best half hours of television I've ever fucking seen.
I know. I was like, it was a roller coaster.
We're gonna get to that.
Simpsons, of course, won for general animated television.
For Halloween of Horror. I guess they don't want to keep putting Roman numerals on Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
No, what I think this is that it was actually a canon Halloween episode, as opposed to Treehouse, which are all non-canon.
What a deep and rich mythos The Simpsons has crafted.
The Good Dinosaur won Outstanding Achievement in Animated Effects, which it's very deserving because that film was really pretty. Outstanding Achievement to Character Animation went to Dragon's Race to the Edge, that DreamWorks television show.
Yeah, that got it for television, and Inside Out got it for feature.
It was because of the fuzzies.
Yeah.
That took them like an extra 6 months. And Lasser was like, let's make them fuzzy. And they're like, oh.
Okay.
Inside Out also got...
I guess we're going to spend this week rendering.
Yeah, Inside Out also got award for character design and directing for... I mean, there was a lot of people who designed the characters, and Pete Docter got the directing thing. Gravity Falls... Like, Disney won a lot, but they won for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Gravity Falls won for directing in TV, achievement in music in TV for Mickey Mouse. Inside Out also got that for feature.
The Mr. Peabody and Sherman show got Outstanding Achievement in Production Design.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Inside Out got that for cinema as well. Mickey Mouse, the same episode, Feliz Cumpleaños, which...
I love that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That was when the pinatas attacked them.
Oh, yeah.
And then they kill them and eat their insides.
Yeah, that was great. Storyboarding.
Bob's Burgers won for voice acting and TV broadcasts.
Yeah, Kristen Shaw for the episode Hawk and Chick, which is really good. That's like, I know you don't like Louise in a lot of context. That's the kind of context you would like her, Nina, because it's her.
Oh yeah, that's where it's Wolf and Cub, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lone
that
Wolf
sounds
and Cub.
really cool.
Oh, it's great. Because it's Louise being a real person.
I like when she's a real person. Yeah. And then the Winsor McKay Award, which is sort of like their honorary, like, these people had really cool, important careers, was Joe Ranft, Phil Roman, and Iso Takahata. So good list, I would say. And I'm happy. A lot of the stuff, I think, who deserved awards won awards. It was, even though it's a lot of Inside Out, that movie was really, really good.
That movie really was that good.
And it was kind of a return to form for Pixar.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It also won Best Voice Acting for Phyllis Smith as Sadness.
She did a good job, I think.
And another Bob's Burgers episode won for writing in animated TV, which was the episode The Haunting, which was really good. That was our Halloween special. And then Inside Out won writing in a feature. Again, it was that good. And then editorial went to Disney Mickey Mouse episode Coned and Inside Out.
Yeah. But I think it's pretty evenly spread, despite the fact that one film won 10 awards. Somehow.
I think it's because like, there's so many awards, because like this has to cover TV and film, so like everybody gets 2. So literally no one thing can sweep because there's multiple media outlets.
Yeah, which is good, I think.
The Oscars, though, can fuck right off.
Oh, we're not talking about them today. They're not in the news.
Yep.
Unfortunately, what is in the news is that the animation industry has lost another person, a screenwriter in this case, Daniel Garrison, who wrote the original Monsters, Inc. and Big Hero 6, 2 films that we on the show very much like, and we're sure you do too. He had been battling brain cancer. He died very young, only 49. He had collaborated frequently with Robert L. Bard, and they wrote Monsters, Inc., they wrote Monsters University, Big Hero 6. He was also the voice of Needleman and Smitty in Monsters, Inc., those doobers.
Yeah.
And he played the desk sergeant in Big Hero 6, who was, like, with the tape.
Oh, cool.
Were Needleman and Smitty the janitors?
Yes, they're like, oh no, dude! Oh no, look at him!
It's Mr. Sullivan, not Solomon!
He worked on Inside Out, he worked on Up, he worked on Chicken Little. He worked on some really great things and made some very, very formative films. I mean, the original Monsters, Inc. was... I loved it when I was a kid a lot.
It was great.
It's a great film. And Big Hero 6 is super cute and fun too. And it's a real shame, because considering how young he was, and he was working rather recently too, so.
Yeah. And but before last week or a couple weeks ago, like on the 3rd, we also missed Joe Alasky's death.
Yes.
Who was the successor of who was the I think the original successor of Mel Blanc after and voiced a lot of Looney Tunes and Grandpa Pickles on Rugrats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, he was Sylvester in the Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries cartoon that I don't know why it existed, but I watched it when I woke up too early in the morning.
Me too. Why were they friends? I don't understand.
They weren't. They just got caught up in a mystery every week and had to forego the Tom and Jerry shtick to figure out who murdered? I don't know. I don't remember. I literally remember 0 of the mysteries, but I remember Granny was cool.
Granny's always cool.
Granny's the best. Let's just have an episode where we talk about Granny.
Oh, but this is very sad.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because screenwriter isn't typically a role that you see highlighted a lot in animation.
Yeah.
Because a lot of animation is done through storyboarding, and Pixar too does a lot of their story writing in storyboarding, but it is a role, and there are a lot of animated works that are written in scripts. Like Gravity Falls, for instance, was script written, and there are others like that. So you don't think about it, but it is a thing, and it's sad, and I'm sad.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Lasky was also Plucky Duck in Tiny Toons.
I love Plucky Duck.
And Duck Dodgers in the That's the cartoon we need to talk about. That's if we do a Looney Tunes thing, that should be our first one. Is Duck Dodgers?
Definitely.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do Duck Dodgers. We've been toying with the idea of doing Duck Dodgers. Just, it's 4 seasons. It's a commitment.
Shoot, is it? Dang.
Yeah, that's why we keep not doing it because
I can't believe I've never been disappointed that a show got its due.
Yeah.
And I believe that's all I have for news this week.
All right.
On that somber note.